Yeah, it is. Awesome.
What's up, people? We're back with the 7th episode of ITF UFO News and Commentary. My research partner, Dan Vit.
What's up?
How's it going? Thanks for coming back. Thanks for watching again. I hope we're providing some good, stuff to watch, trying to put facts out there and not bullshit.
That's what it's about.
Yeah. So, all right. So, Dan, what is this first thing we're going to
The FRB,
Yeah.
frequent radio bursts coming from
Right.
8 billion light years
Why don't you
away.
explain to people what that is, the FRB?
An FRB is a quick flash of light that's visible in the radio frequency. That's why they're putting it in the radio wave category, but it's actually a beam of light. And of course they don't know where it's coming from. 8 billion light years away, that's a really old signal.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
That originated a very long time ago.
Yeah. So let's get
The
to
ones
why
that
this
we're
is.
getting.
So they're
Yeah.
talking about this on a lot of the news sites, the science news sites.
Yeah, it's not the only one they've ever picked up. It's
No, I
happened
know
before.
that, but it
This
is the
one is-
most frequent one ever
Yep,
recorded.
It is
from
It
one
is.
single
Right,
source.
right. And it's from
And
a
what was
galaxy
it?
that's
over
8
a
billion light years.
over a period of 47 days in 2019. They
1100
picked up
and
over 1,600.
1600.
I think it was
yeah.
1,652 bursts
Right,
over a 47-day period.
right. And within, what was it, a day they picked up?
Yeah, within one day, they picked up 122
Yeah,
bursts.
I mean, that's pretty significant.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess it could be a lot of different things.
It
I mean,
definitely could.
I'm sure
quasars and
right, and there's
no
even
supernovas.
there's
like
probably
they all put
even
out.
a lot of things out there
Right.
that we haven't even got to
Absolutely.
yet. We don't even have a
Right.
name for it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And it's far over my head, any of that. That's, I mean, I would think it's, a natural thing going on out there.
It's not some alien race beaming us back
That's
with
not what I think.
with a machine
No, that's not what I think.
trying to
at all.
communicate with us.
I
I
do
don't
not
think
think
that
so.
either.
I think it's
Sorry.
fascinating.
Sorry for all of you that do think that.
Absolutely
I
fascinating.
don't,
But so much goes on, with the magnetic fields and all the,
yeah,
signals
it
flying
says
all
something
over.
about that, the
Right.
magnosphere,
Exactly.
I think, or maybe I'm saying that wrong. It's tied to that somehow.
Yes. Yeah, I would,
In the article,
Sure.
I can't remember exactly.
Yeah.
Some of it, folks, was way over my head.
absolutely.
I'm not a scientist,
Me either. I don't claim to be either.
but I like to study this stuff and I like to look at it and try to understand as much as I can. So it is pretty interesting that
Yeah.
they've never
I think it's amazing.
detected that many.
Right. Right.
From
so
one
something.
spot. So-
I mean, can you imagine?
so there's
being
something-
there, being able to witness that.
And there's something different there than we picked up in the vastness of the rest of
Right.
it.
Right. Sure. Right. But I don't think it's aliens. And even if it was, they did that 8 billion years ago. They might not even
See?
be there anymore.
He's got a point. They could be dead by now by the time we're seeing the light, so
That's
who
a
knows?
long, long ways.
Who knows? I mean, that star could have even exploded by now.
Absolutely.
That
Yeah.
gave off the pulses or
Yeah.
whatever.
I think they're giving our sun less than 8 billion years.
Yeah, that sucks.
I think 5 or something like that. Yeah. Well, anyways.
All right. So we're going to talk about this now.
Mm-hmm.
And
Here we go.
Here we go. This is one of the most famous cases in all of ufology. It's still being passed around to this day as fact, and there is so much wrong with this case that if anybody would just research it, they would know that. And it's the case of Phil Schneider with the Dulce base in the Archuleta Mesa.
New Mexico.
And it's inside, and there's aliens working with humans, and there's aliens killing humans,
And
and
experimenting with children. And
yeah. So,
it's out. So,
before Phil Schneider started giving his traveling the conference circuit and
Yeah.
giving his lectures, I think he gave 30 something in his lifetime. He started in '95.
crazy.
Yeah, and then the suicide was in '96. So he began in '95. He didn't give that many, but I believe it was a little over 30. And so there's another podcaster. His name is Joe of the Carolinas. I'm going to just name him out if you want to look for his channel. He's got the videos. He's the one that filed the FOIA and got it right from the FBI. And, you know, he reads from the document. He shows a little bit of it on screen if you want to go there and look at it. I'm trying to obtain a copy of it. But he showed a couple of sections on the screen that are definitely, you know, that's what it's all about. And what was it? So it's from July of 1968 to January of 1969. Phil was in the Damish State Hospital in, what is it? Oh, it's Wilsonville, Oregon. And although they don't go into a ton of details, they still talk about as when he was there, he was diagnosed with having schizophrenia. He was into self-mutilation and had cut his own fingers and thumb off, and also put the scar on his chest himself. And then later on, those became injuries in his story.
They became significant.
Yeah, and he molded those into his story that he was telling, and the narrative that he was selling to people at these conferences.
Well,
you know, Phil, apparently the guy had some serious psychological problems. And, you know, not disparaging people with mental health at all. I've had people in my own family with mental health. I probably have mental health.
I know I do.
Dan knows he does. You know, but it's more along the lines of the people who, you know,
Who
take
went
this
along
person
with
and elevate them and make them famous and give them attention. And now there's books written
And
about
that's what
him
happened.
and about the Dulce base. So anyway,
That's what happened.
well, let's go back to it.
Yeah.
So, let's see. In 1975, he was turned in by his uncle, Leo Schneider. His uncle was a doctor, and Phil came to him and gave him a couple of pieces of this material that he had, and I'm not sure if it doesn't really say if the doctor knew what it was. Phil apparently told his uncle that he was going to build a nuclear device, and then this was nuclear material. So his uncle called the FBI and turned Phil in. The FBI came, and sure enough, Phil had purchased
300 pounds.
300 pounds of, I believe the FBI's
uranium.
document says 80,
No,
but Phil said it was
it was
300.
But
But
there were a couple of people that said.
you know Phil.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
And,
it was unrefined uranium.
And he told the FBI that he hid it under his bed. And when they came there and did readings, it was
Sure enough.
beyond what you were supposed to be around. And it was uranium ore,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, unrefined, yeah.
Unrefined uranium ore.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Shots of it.
not sure how that plays into the later years, because that was in 75. And so Phil said he got it from this guy named George Meyer at a tavern. This is where he bought it. And so, you know,
Even that's odd, you know.
Yeah, so that's the whole, kind of pre-story. Phil goes on to tell this story about how he was a geologist, which he wasn't.
For the government.
Right, for the government. He was not. He was under contract, I believe, to work on underground bases.
Correct.
To build
He
them.
was an engineer.
Right.
He
right,
engineered
right.
it. He drew all the plans.
Right.
All the blueprints. Yeah.
And he apparently he was working with the government at this one area.
They were digging out. They call it the DUM, the Deep Underground Military Base.
Yeah, and it was right outside of Dulce.
Yep. Inside of a mesa. They were creating the DUM. They were making it, and apparently they broke through into a basically an underground alien base, right?
Right.
And
So anyways, long story short, the 66 high-level soldiers and military people were all killed in this alien war that took place under the ground. Phil got shot in the chest and the hand, and he survived, but the 66 people didn't survive. And so what goes on after that? Well, of course, he gets out of there and he starts giving his lectures.
Yeah, right. That's when, basically that was his story. And then he
survived and, wrapped up with parts of his conferences were wrapped up with parts of the New World Order.
Right.
And all of these conspiracies just wrapped together and,
he
just
came out with this, and people believed it. Some people.
The state hospital that he was in, did I mention that? The damaged state hospital.
Yep.
Which closed down in 1995. It's all abandoned now. And I'll throw some pics up of it. The people have snuck onto the grounds and taken pictures of the building all grown over. But, and then Phil's wife came forward after he died and started pushing other conspiracy theories, like he was killed with piano wire, which was not true. The autopsy states he had a catheter tube wrapped around his neck like 2 or 3 times, and he choked himself. His best friend in '93, before he began all that, Ron Rummel.
Yep, he was killed. Supposedly.
He killed himself. They found him on a bench in a park, and he had shot himself through the mouth. And Phil went on to start to wrap this into the beginnings of his conspiracy, is that they killed Ron because they had information about UFOs and things like that. And actually, him and Ron were starting this digest that was, I guess, starting to get popular. And I'll throw up an image from that.
He also survived 13 assassination attempts.
Yes. Phil claimed that
because he was a whistleblower.
Right. So he survived 13 assassination attempts. At one conference, he pulls his shirt to the side to show the bullet hole. Can't really see anything. It's bad video. It's shadow. There's,
It's a pretty inept CIA.
But if you compare it to the rest of Phil's story,
yeah, I know.
Common sense,
right?
Critical thinking. Use those tools.
Yeah.
This is not a case that you want to put any kind of faith in
at all.
It's again part of the mythology of ufology. This is not the real study of the phenomenon, not at all.
Is it just amazing?
There are people coming along, taking advantage of other people.
There are people who actually believe it, and that baffles me more than
What baffles me is that they never spent time looking into his background.
I mean, especially
because
with
his background is a mess.
Like
it's a mess, absolute mess.
It's unreal.
There's so much wrong with it. There's so much wrong with the story. With Phil's background, with
Right. And the undertaking, it would be to create an underground base. I mean, NORAD's built into a mountain in Colorado. But
right. Well, so I'll mention this part now, seeing as how Dan brought this up. is
It's
that
such an
my
how could you
friend,
not know?
who's a good friend of mine, I trust him. I was involved with him on the Travis Walton investigation that we did with Erica, my friend Ryan Gordon. So he just took a trip down there, and he took a bunch of pictures, and I'll throw some up. He's already given me permission. I have one piece of footage I can put up too, and went all around the mesa down in Dulce. Then he went and he was told to speak to the elders if he had any questions about the town, about the area. So he decides, you know what, the hell with it, I'm just not going to pursue that. So he takes a trip down to do his laundry at the laundromat in Dulce. Now, granted, this was just a couple weeks ago that this happened, about 3 weeks ago. So he's doing his laundry and he's bored and he's looking out the window, and there across the street is the building for the elders for that area. So he goes in and he starts up a conversation with them. And, you know, at first talking about, you know, the area, you know, and the tourist attractions around there and and stuff like that. And he brings up aliens and UFOs. And I guess a couple of them chuckled. And so they proceeded to tell him, and some people know this, they hold a big festival down there in Dulce every year dedicated to UFOs and aliens.
And it brings in
And
a lot
it's
of
a
money to the town.
huge tourist draw. And a lot of people go there, and they make a lot of money.
There's nothing there.
And this is what the elders told Ryan.
There is nothing there.
Now, you can believe it if you want.
Right.
Some people don't like Ryan because he brought these things out. I happen to like Ryan, and I happen to trust him. And he's done good work, and he's very meticulous about what he does. You know, so share some of that with you. So anyways, and a couple people argued with me last week, 2 weeks ago, about the base. One guy challenged me on Facebook, and he's like, well, how do you have any idea? There's no base there. You can go there and talk to the people in Dulce who've lived there for decades. And there's no military vehicles going in and out of there. There's no construction, people bringing in equipment and materials.
Like I said, the undertaking to create a base like that.
It would take not only years, but there would be trucks going in and out of there.
They'd have to
There'd be
build a whole little
helicopters
city.
landing with stuff constantly.
Absolutely.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Totally. Yeah. And of course the war with the aliens.
The 1979
what did they
there's
call
a
it?
name for
Yeah, there
it.
is. I don't remember.
The Alien War.
Alien
or
Wars.
Something
I think that's
like
what it
that.
was. I think
Something
it was
like
the
that.
Alien Wars. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what it's become in
And that's,
ufology.
you know, it's a tourist attraction with nothing there. It's a tourist attraction with nothing to see. Maybe you can get a good breakfast somewhere.
I wonder if they actually give them a tour.
I know, that's
of
what
the
I'm thinking.
Archuleta
I mean,
Mesa.
you know, what's up with that? I have no idea.
Because I'll bet you they don't.
I bet
Because
you don't,
Ryan
there's
told me
nothing there.
that that's Elderland, and he
Right.
couldn't even go up there.
Right.
So that's not.
Really?
I don't
Oh.
believe that that's even an option.
Yeah, no.
I'm sure at
definitely
some
not.
point maybe it was,
Right.
but not anymore.
No.
You know.
Maybe. But,
So I
I
mean,
don't know.
it's up to you, folks. You know, you can.
I know if somebody came up to me and told me that story, I automatically wouldn't believe it.
It sounds like a sci-fi movie,
Right.
You know. I mean, these
Don't you think
66
everybody would know?
highly trained,
How do you keep that secret?
you know, green, I guess, and
It's
I
just
think in one
ridiculous.
lecture he said it was green and black berets, like highly trained men
But
were
he
killed
survived.
in this firefight. Yet he took a direct hit from this alien weapon
Yeah, the blue beam.
and survived to tell this story.
That's crazy.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know.
Dulce's a wash. There's nothing there
Yeah.
as far as UFO things go.
Yeah.
No,
So,
there you have it.
all right, what are we gonna talk? What were we gonna talk about next?
What was it? I don't remember.
Oh, we were gonna have a section where I'm gonna throw up some of the comments and support that we've got from the show from some of you guys. You know, you guys, some people have given us some real good comments, and
Yeah,
it's
thank you.
encouraging.
Definitely.
You know, there's only people that will support you are the ones that are gonna, you know, get you up there and help you get somewhere, you know, and you know.
It's awesome.
So I'm gonna throw some of those up. Some of the people have said some really good stuff. I've gotten some good feedback. You know, so
Excellent. Yeah.
we'll keep at it.
Definitely.
And, let's see what else we were gonna talk about.
There was one other
We
thing.
were gonna talk about I'm stuck. I forgot where we were. It was the third thing.
So bad.
Well, we could
gonna have
talk
to
about,
edit
you
that
know what?
out.
We could talk about the new book that's the Skinwalkers at the Pentagon.
We could.
Yeah. So,
The one you made a cover for?
yeah, I made a parody cover of it, and
That's
some of
pretty
you
funny.
have seen it on Twitter, and I'll throw it up. It was for a contest to redesign the cover, and I was just trying to be funny, and some people took it the wrong way. Oh,
Alright.
whatever, man.
I thought.
It's not that big of a deal. So, the book is coming out soon. You know, and I haven't read it, so I
I
can't
haven't
really
either.
say. But from some excerpts that I've
Mhm.
seen from it, it has some statements in there that, you know, are a little far out, that
Mhm.
don't really have any. It's just a story.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
That's why I've always looked at that situation. You know,
I mean, I enjoy those books sometimes, but I think
Yeah.
as the years have gone on,
right.
I now lean more towards. I'm getting to the point where I'm kind of sloughing that
Uh-huh.
off and going, you know what?
Right.
I like your story and it's really cool and stuff, but I'm trying to get at the truth over here,
Right.
so I'm going to keep trying to find the
Mm-hmm.
scientific side of it, some real data, you know, some
Well, you know, I'm with you on that.
evidence. You know, evidence.
That's what I want.
We need
Yeah.
evidence.
Right.
You know, if ufology was a court case,
Yeah.
we'd,
I know it.
we'd
right?
lose.
Right.
We'd lose.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because there's not a lot of evidence.
Yeah.
There is evidence.
Yeah. Scott and I are going to go out, I think, again with the cameras, right? At one point, before it gets too cold. We go out and look in the sky.
Yeah, I'd like to do that very
You
soon.
know,
And we'll
we
do
look for stuff.
Yeah, we'll have it's been kind of you know, not too conducive for the cameras. It's been either cold
Right.
or it's cloudy.
At night, yeah.
You know, so it's kind of tough when you have that situation. And it's getting colder now, so we're really not going to be able to bring the cameras out in the cold. It's not good for them. But we'll see what we can do. Maybe this weekend we can go out, and when we get anything, I'll post it here, and I'll post the raw file as well. And you know, what can we do?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Some people find it funny that I've never been to a conference. I'm a UFO guy,
Right.
but I've never been to a
Yeah.
conference.
I myself have never been either.
I don't feel the need to. You know what I mean?
For me, it would be like the Star Trek convention, you know. You know, I mean, unless there's somebody there who has something real to show me.
I mean, there's some
I'm
conferences
not
where they
saying
have
that.
some really good
No,
guests.
I know there's some really cool
But-
stuff. I'm
but-
not saying that.
Well,
I'm
here's
just,
the problem.
you know.
They have really good guests, and then
Right.
they mix them in with what the fuck.
Yeah. You know, I mean,
What
it's
is this
probably
person
fun.
doing here?
If there was one that came around real close, I would probably go to it.
It's
know?
to sell tickets.
Yeah, right.
That's really
exactly.
what it is.
I know.
That's why they mix
right.
in those people.
Right. Sure.
Because if it was just straight
Absolutely.
UFO people data,
Right.
it wouldn't happen.
Right. Right.
You know,
Exactly.
you gotta have the guy out front selling balloons.
Yeah, but it's probably fun and all that. You know. But
Yeah, it's
that's
fun.
about it.
It's fun. It's entertainment.
Might be able to get some geodes or something.
Hey, every once in a while, I'm not saying
Maybe
I don't
a meteor
enjoy
piece.
some
Yeah.
funny UFO
Right.
material. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I've made some myself. You know, every once in a while.
Yeah.
Got to have a laugh once in a while.
I would be attracted to the meteor. You know, I'm sure they have like pieces of meteor where you can buy and stuff like that. Maybe outer space stuff.
Oh,
That would be cool.
There's probably somebody somewhere selling pieces of an actual crashed UFO. You know what I'm saying? You never know.
I have a piece of
Might
the
be a
graph.
venture for me and Dan.
Yeah,
We'll
right.
sell fake chunks of UFOs.
I have a piece of the Graf Zeppelin that's about the size of a postage stamp. I have
the
piece of
Graf
paper.
Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Is that one that crashed?
No, that was the Hindenburg. But this was like its sister airship. the
You have a
Graf
piece
Zeppelin.
of it?
Yeah.
No
About the
shit.
size of a postage stamp.
No shit. Wow. You know what I
It's on
had?
a piece of paper.
Well, it was probably, oh Christ, it was over 20 years ago.
Yeah.
A piece of the brick
Mm-hmm.
from inside
Mm-hmm.
the Cavern Club where the
Oh, the
Beatles
Beatles,
used
yeah.
to play all
Right.
the time.
Nice.
And I had a little piece of the brick.
Right?
You
Huh.
go over there and you buy it and it's in a little zip.
Yeah, right.
I didn't go there, but somebody got it for me as a gift.
That's cool. Nice.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Where the Beatles play.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Some people don't like them.
Oh, God.
We disagree.
I do.
So anyways, you know, let's get back to something else here we could talk about.
I still can't remember.
We could talk about the
I'm trying to remember. Can't believe it.
well, I guess that's going to cut it short this week.
I think we may have done longer than I
You think so? All right, folks. Well, we are going to cut it short here. And we hope you'll come back and like and subscribe and post it anywhere you can. And thanks for the support. And we'll see you
Definitely.
next time.
Have a great day, everybody. See ya.